Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Brad Brayman with Empowered Dentist, and I am here with my good friend and colleague, Brad Newman of Best Dental Marketing. We're doing a dual episode today. You can look forward to a few more of these. We tried one the other day. It was a lot of fun. And so we decided we're just going to make a thing out of it, see what happens. So the title of today's episode is, Did you get a free toaster with that? Brad, well, maybe we should differentiate between the two of us. I'll just call you Newman and you call me Brayman, just since so people don't get confused who's to who.
Newman.
Anyway, Newman, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with this wacky title for this podcast.
Hey, Brayman, I'm stoked we're doing these joint podcasts together because I think it makes sense. Kind of have similar audiences. So I don't know if anyone's ever seen the 1985 classic Weird Science, directed by the brilliant filmmaker John Hughes from Chicago, my hometown. It's where two high school outcasts, Gary Wallace, played by Anthony Michael Hall, and Wyatt Donnelly, played by Ian Mitchell Smith, use a computer, some electrical wizardry, and a Barbie doll to create Lisa, played by Kelly LeBrock, a stunning, magical woman who changes their lives. So if you haven't seen Weird Science, you gotta see it, it's amazing. But let me just explain the scene so you know what we're talking about when we say the title of this episode is, Did you get a free toaster with that? And let me just explain the scene. I think it's hilarious, okay? And then we'll talk about how it relates to dentistry. So after Lisa is quote unquote born, she starts granting the guys access to the high life, including parties, cool clothes, and even luxury cars. She takes them to a swanky nightclub where Gary, drunk and hilariously out of his element, starts acting way more confident than usual. At one point, he's talking to some older guys in the club and showing off, acting like he's got everything figured out. He mentions how Lisa came into their lives, implying that it was all easy and just kind of happened. That's when he quips, "Did you get a free toast with this too?" I mean, it's just hilarious. It's one of those sarcastic and absurd lines that, I find that like those throwaway lines, there's lines from Ted, like those throwaway one-liners, like they just stick with you. I don't know if that was improvised. It probably wasn't because, John Hughes is such a genius, but did you get a free toaster with that? I use it all the time. I don't know about you, Raymond, but it's great. And I love that we're doing a podcast title that.
I wish I knew if it was improvised or not, because it sure sounds like something that could have been.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it seems like the most brilliant stuff does just kind of fly out. It's like your filter doesn't have a chance to catch it, and it just flies out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes back to haunt you, but oftentimes it's the funniest stuff. And I think the same thing with with patients, and when you're in the office with your team, and the funniest stuff comes just out of nowhere. It's like part of our hidden genius or something that we don't access often enough.
So I think this could be a multi-message podcast because there's improvising and having funny moments and bringing light comedy and humor, as long as it's appropriate, obviously, to the patient experience and and making people smile and laugh. I think that's great, and I love that point. But also, literally, did you get a free toaster with that is so important. And bringing it back to dentistry, marketing, practice management, CE, something like, let's just take a syrup machine, and obviously it's worth it, but like, you paid how much for that syrup machine? And then did you get a free toaster with that? Like, right, like how to evaluate the ROI on expensive equipment? Like, what are the hidden costs and learning curve? What are the workflow pros and cons? And the big question, Brandon, to ask on some of these things, and once again, you gotta love a syrup machine, especially the ones that sing happy birthday, but the big question is, would you do it again? Right?
If you didn't get the free toaster.
If you didn't get the free toaster.
Or if you did. So that the point you make is really a good one about value.
Yeah.
What is the value you're getting? And when we look deeply into that, like you said, what are all the things, the hidden costs, the changes in workflow, the changes in marketing, all of those things that there are maybe financial costs, but there's also time costs and, training costs that go into changing up something like that. So the question of value is really an interesting one. What is value?
Value, oh man, like, when you just say it was such a no-brainer. When you go, how did I think there's moments of like, how did we not do this sooner? Or like, like, I also think when both parties win, I think the greatest situations are when there's like the flywheel where like three people win. Like, so like for instance, where if there's opportunities, let's say I I'm just thinking of something recently where like, I don't know if this answers your question. Like, let's say an office has like a patient referral contest, right? Where like the office has a patient referral contest during the quarter, and they say, okay, we're having a patient referral contest, refer a patient, and for every patient you refer, you're entered into win a drawing for our big screen TV. And by the way, on a side note, you guys, because it's a random prize, you're getting around the HIPAA violations. You can't guarantee a prize, that's a HIPAA violation. But because it's randomized,
Right.
you're getting
Right.
around that. And then when you bring gamification into it, you're getting exponential results. So always good idea to have these types of prizes and contests. So you have a
Yes,
patient
agreed.
referral contest. And so, and then, excuse me. And so you have a patient referral contest at the end of the quarter. Your patient, Jamie, wins the big screen TV because she referred 5 patients. You get 5 new amazing patients that over the course of their, lives get healthy, beautiful smiles. They refer friends and family, and awesome. So what does that give you in terms of value? Well, in terms of that particular situation, obviously the practice wins because they're getting tremendous ROI on the TV they're giving out for $500. They're getting lots of production and new patients and social proof, right? Tremendous value there for not a lot of lift. The patient who referred the Jamie who referred those 5 patients basically did not much, sent out a tweet or passed out a couple referral cards or filled out a form on your website. By the way, hopefully your website has referral forms. Didn't take much time. You got a free flat screen to watch the upcoming hockey games, right? So a lot of value there. So the office won, the patient won, and then the referring patient won, and then most importantly, all the patients that were referred over the course of the years to come, they really won because they have healthy, beautiful smiles. So that's a lot of value when there's like that flywheel where 3 people win. I look at those as that's a lot of value, and for me, that's what I'm trying to do every day on calls and strategize with on offices to create that kind of value, and those things make my day.
Okay, that's so there's multiple pieces to this, and I think what you just or there's multiple components to value, and I think what you just said demonstrates that. So there's the financial ROI, there's the dollar figure that comes in because Jamie referred these patients, and you got the production, and you helped and gave them beautiful smiles, and so that feels good to help somebody in some capacity improve their life, help patients improve their life. For you, it's helping dentists see a better new patient flow, a better new quality of patients. For me, it's helping dentists take back their life and run their practice to support their life, not the other way around. So there's an emotional component to ROI. There's the dollar figure to ROI. There's the legacy component to ROI that, we all want to leave the world a better place in some fashion, whatever that good. It's whatever that means to you. So this idea of value, I think, really encompasses more than just dollars, and I think that's something that so many people miss. And when the idea of value was tied to, or I shouldn't say was, still is tied to dollars, that's why they had to give away a free toaster with that, because what they were selling was a piece of junk, or it had no value. But I got a free toaster. There's the value. So the free toaster thing is meant to make up for
totally. It's like
a lack of actual
joke.
value.
Yeah.
And so it's because it's become a joke. It's become sort of a, if you have to give away a free toaster with whatever, widget you're selling, well,
Yeah.
you better re-examine the value of your widget.
No, it's like, yeah, exactly. If like you got back from a CE course and you travel, you're exhausted, you get back to the office, like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? That I didn't learn anything. But like, I know that doesn't happen, but like once in a while, right? You get back, you get back Monday morning, you wasted the cash, you didn't learn much, and you got like 2 credits, you get back, and your team member goes, how was it? You're like, horrible, spent this, didn't get anything, and she goes, did you get a free toaster with that? Like it breaks the ice. It's like a hilarious thing, Like I think it's a hilarious line we should start using more.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's
I
really
agree.
fun.
I think we should all look for a way to use it at least 3 times in the next week. Interestingly, what you don't want your patients to do, just like you don't want your clients, and I don't want my clients to walk away wishing they had gotten a free toaster.
Right, dude, totally.
You and I both provide value for our clients that uh, hopefully we're having our clients sending us toasters because we provided so much value for them. But your patients are the same way. How
Yeah.
do you don't want your patients walking away thinking, man, I wish I'd have gotten a free toaster with it. That would have made it worth it.
Right. Totally.
No, you've got to provide so much value to your patients. And what is value to your patients? I mean, I know how you onboard clients, Brad, and I know how I do it. It's the same with our patients. If we're going to provide value to them, the things that are valuable to different people are different. So how do we find out what's valuable to them? We got to ask.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Well, I think, yeah.
We got to ask what, and if what we do is in alignment with what provides value to them, then they're going to buy what we're selling. They're going to sign up for your marketing. They're going to sign up to work with me to help them run their practice better. And guess what? Your patients are going to sign up to have you do their dentistry as well, because value is different for everyone. And if we don't find out what's valuable to them, then we're not gonna get to do business.
Absolutely. To add on providing value in practical, impactful ways that your office can provide more value. Other things could be be a guide and not just a provider, right? You want to educate your patients clearly about their conditions and options. Help them feel like partners in their care and not just recipients. I think that's a really big thing to provide value. I mean, I'm a huge fan of making like the first impression count, right? A friendly human front desk staff is gold. All right, people remember the vibe more than the X-rays. All right, people like, yeah, Brandon, you and I talk about this all the time, but like a warm greeting, eye contact, and how can we help you today go a long way, right? Like you're big on this, Brad, when you talk to offices, but like creating that welcoming space, not necessarily fancy, but clean, organized, and calming. Like it's a must, don't you think?
That is, if you don't have that, you might as well just lock your doors.
I agree.
It absolutely, you are so right. And that the human face, there's a lot of AI coming out now. That could be a whole other podcast, but there's a lot of AI coming out to take care of the back office stuff. And I've even heard of somebody who was thinking about doing some AI on a screen for when patients walk in. And I don't like it, bottom line, because there's no substitute for the whites of someone's eyes, for feeling the energy coming from them, that they are truly glad to see you.
Yes, but we'll get on AI in another call, but the AI has empathy and it will even get better. So I hear what you're saying, but we're going to be very used to engaging and interacting with AIs all over the place. And when you walk in and there's an avatar that knows us and feels us and can understand our energy and vibes and how we're feeling, I'd much rather have that energy welcoming you in office than a front desk person who welcomes me with a different energy and not really happy to see me. So we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
But I also feel like transparency builds trust, right? I mean,
For sure.
Being clear about pricing, treatment timelines, and what's truly necessary. Okay. You want to provide a printed and digital estimate breakdown. and it's even better when it's explained in person. Brad, I know you're huge on this, but like these are all things that provide value. Okay.
Absolutely.
Using tech that enhances comfort and care, right? Patients love when modern technology makes things faster, less painful, and more precise, right? Digital scanning instead of goopy impressions, big win, laser and no shot anesthesia. Like, talk about things like when you guys have technology that is all about patient comfort, same day crowns, night lays, all these things, that's value, right? Like Brandon, you're really big on coaching offices how to talk about this. Like this is value.
Absolutely. And the weight of each of those items for every patient is going to be different. And but they nonetheless carry weight. And so if we're if we were all still doing dental school dentistry, we probably wouldn't be real busy. In fact, we probably all know somebody who is still doing dental school dentistry from 30 years ago, 20 years ago, uh, shoot, 5 years ago, or last year. And it's the trying to think of the words, the perception of competence and the perception of quality is not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're behind the times. You're not you're not up with the latest technology. You're not current.
Well, I agree. I think
And
foul. Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
and things are changing so rapidly now. People for so long, dentists in particular, so long were reticent to change anything because they didn't want
Right.
the patients to, think that they weren't still doing good work. But I think that's really changed now. People expect things to be different. People expect things to
Yeah.
change. And if you're not staying current, you're falling behind. I mean, you're either growing or you're shrinking, one of the two. There's no middle
I
ground.
agree. 100%. Also following up like you mean it, right? That personal follow-up call or text after treatment can blow people away. A simple like, how are you feeling today after your procedure? Like this builds massive loyalty. Quick story, we were in Scottsdale years ago, and I've told you this story before, Brandon, I think, but we went out to Mastro's for dinner one night,
Yeah.
and which is like a great spot, obviously. So excuse me, we went out to Mastro's, had like just an epic meal, obviously, and the food, ambiance, service, it's all great, blah blah blah. So whatever. The next day, we're filming at the hotel, and I get a call. I think it's 480 or 4808, whatever, from Scottsdale, calling me. Who's calling from Scottsdale? I answer, and it's the manager, the general manager from Mastro's, calling me to see how my meal was the night before. Okay, so like we already ate there. They're not making sure we're coming for the reservation. Like they wanted to make sure we had a great experience. So like I will never forget that. Clearly, next time I'm there, I'd go there in a heartbeat. Like it just shows that's why it's Masters. Like they got prime choice, they got a beautiful environment, but at the end of the day, it's that Ritz Carlton vibe, and that's what offices need today. Whether you're taking insurance or your fee for service, we all need to have that follow-up mentality and like you mean it.
Absolutely. That's, it's interesting you mentioned that because of all of the things that I did in my practice to really go out of my way to make people feel good and feel valued and provide exceptional care for
Yeah.
what that meant to them. The one thing that always stood out that I got the most comments on was that I would always call my patients. If they got an injection, they got a phone call that evening. And people commented about that. Well, nobody's ever done that before. It was amazing. And it's so simple. It takes you 15 minutes at the end of your day. Probably the best marketing, internal marketing that you can do.
Yeah.
I,
That's awesome.
and like you said, it's that genuine care for follow-up. Maestros didn't need to call you, but they actually cared. For
Right.
two reasons, I would imagine. One, they want you to know they care, and two, they want to know, hey, is there something we can do better?
Yeah. Beautiful. Moving on, I think offer value beyond the chair, right? Sharing wellness tips, oral health hacks, even recipes in your email newsletters or social media. You guys can provide smile guides, downloadable, ebooks. what to expect kits for your patients, celebrating National Smile Month, oral health awareness, etc., with fun in-office promos. However you could offer value beyond the chair is equally as important. So as a team, constantly be thinking, how do we provide more value for our patients and stand out?
That's and those two things are synonymous, I think, or they
Yeah.
go hand in hand. Providing more value does stand out. And
Yeah.
back to what is value? Well, it's different for everybody. So we've got to find out from our patients what it is that for them as an individual is going to create value, and
Yeah.
and give it to them.
Yeah.
So, Brad, thanks for your time today. Thanks for
Oh man, this is
carving out time to do this.
this is so fun, Brayman. Great stuff. Let's do this again. We are going to do this again hopefully soon. I love having these shared podcasts with you, and I think together it's more value, pun intended.
I agree. It's fun. It's two different perspectives, all aimed at helping our clients and the dental profession in general deliver better care, deliver a better patient experience, and just have a more have a better life.
Yeah. The last thing
bottom
I do want to leave our amazing audiences with, both yours and mine, is just to celebrate your patients, right? Think of each visit as an opportunity to deepen the relationship. If you do that, you'll create valuable relationships and hopefully ambassadors for your practice for years to come.
that is so spot on. It's people will remember long after they have forgotten what you charged them or what you did for them. They will remember how you made them feel.
All right, man, you were the best, buddy. Thank you for hosting this. I'll let you finish it up, but thank you everyone for tuning in. And Best Dental Marketing Podcast. I'm Brad from Dentainment, and Brayman from Empowered Dentist. I'll let you close it out. But thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you all for taking your bit of your day to listen to this. I appreciate it a lot. Brad Brayman from Empowered Dentist, Brad at empowereddentist.com, 2 D's in the middle. And yeah, thank you. Looking forward to catching up with you on the next episode. Cheers, everybody.